Welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about Python's lexical model. So, let's get started. If you are familiar with other programming languages, you must have seen the use of curly braces to define a block of code. And then there is a use of semicolons to end a line of code. In those programming languages, it was considered good practice to use consistent indentation to make your code more readable for yourself and others. In the case of Python, Guido van Rossum realized that the indentation itself was enough to define a program's structure. So he avoided typing all those parentheses and curly braces. Even the line of code don't have a semicolon at the end. That means we do not have semicolon and curly braces in Python. Every programming language will have some lexical rules to define the program's structure, which covers at least the following essential things: line termination, how to define multiple expressions per line, line continuation, grouping of statements, and comments. Let me talk about all these for Python. A program is a sequence of expressions, right? In a typical case, you will have one statement per line. As I mentioned earlier, in other languages, you might have seen using a semicolon to mark the end of the statement. A Python program is typically organized with one statement per line, and the semicolon is optional. Instead, Python will use a new line character as an indication of the end of the line and the end of the statement. In other words, a Python programmer follows a simple rule: one statement per line. That's all. No semicolon. However, a semicolon is optional and you can use it to place multiple statements on a single line. But a typical Python programmer will not do these kind of things. We simply keep one statement per line. That's all. However, some expressions could be really long. Here is an example. Excessively long lines of code do not look nice, right? What if we want to break the line for readability purpose? Well, you can do that using backslash character. However, if your statement or expression uses parentheses, square brackets, or curly braces, they can be split over multiple lines without using backslashes. Here is the same example using parentheses. So, this opening parenthesis will inform Python interpreter that the line doesn't end until you get a closing parenthesis. So, Python will not complain and consider everything as a single line up to the closing parenthesis, even if you have several new line characters. Great. We get the same output from this method. The next item in our list is grouping multiple expressions to form a code block. If you are familiar with other programming languages such as C language, you must have seen the use of curly braces to define a block of code. Some other languages will use keywords like begin and end. It was considered good practice for those languages to use consistent indentation to make your code more readable. However, Python decided to force the good indentation, and hence Python uses indentation itself to define the block of expression. Here is an example. Look at this code. We do not have curly braces or begin and end keywords, but the code is nicely indented. I wanted these two lines to become part of the if block and these two to become part of the else block. And that is how I indent it, right? I'm also running a for loop. I wanted to make all these lines become part of the loop. So I gave a nice indentation to these lines. The last two lines are outside the for loop indentation, right? Even you can tell the intention of this code formatting, and hence the Python can also infer this correctly. A new Python programmer may find this forced indentation a bit odd. However, it feels natural in just a few days. Great. The final thing in this lecture is the comment. A Python line comment starts with a hash character. This is a comment. This is another comment. However, you can place it anywhere in the line, and the rest of the line is considered a comment. To your surprise, Python does not have a multi-line comment. So you need to begin each comment line with a hash symbol for multiple lines of comments. Some programmers will use the following to create a multi-line comment. However, this is a multi-line string. All the content within the triple quotes is considered a Python string, which we are not assigning to a variable and not even using it. This is not a comment, but it is acceptable to use the trick to create multi-line comments. Great. That's all for this lecture. See you again. Keep learning and keep growing.